Guys, look at this. The Sony A7V is here, bro. Overnight. It's here, bro. It's here. Alright, time for the unboxing. Let's go. Here it is, guys. The Sony A7V. Oh my goodness. My first ever full frame camera. This is not real. This is actually not real. It even says on the top. If it can focus. Sony A7V. This is the top side, the back side, the ports. We have a door right here. We have an HDMI microphone. I'll be using that a lot. Monitoring. And of course, the two USB Type-Cs. We have the little harnesses, which I'll be adding some peak design stuff. And I'll talk over the camera while we're setting it up. But yeah. Oh! The A7V is here, and I will box away, and we'll change perspectives during the setup. Alright, so we have the camera. So what we're gonna do is, real quick, we have some accessories. We got the peak design, well, not peak design. This is a small rig Arca Swiss plate that I'll be putting at the bottom of the camera. I have some nice V90. Two 128GB cards that can support the electronic shutter speed of 30 frames a second. You also have the peak design clips, and I will also be attaching these to the official Sony A7V strap. So I'll keep these together, but the strap will be with me. We will start with peripherals first, and all my accessories are all compatible. I might need to get my, hold on. If I unscrew just a little bit. I wanted to sit flush with the camera, as straight as possible. As you can see, we have the quick release plate on, and the clip part is already attached on my bag. So that's all set. This is now finished. I can put the tool down. Now next, let's do these SD cards. There's SD card 1. By the way, this entire video is like an initial unboxing for everything. Like, I have only seen videos of the camera. This is my first full frame ever, so actually holding one is like, I'm low-key like insanely excited for this, because this is my first EVF that I've had on a mirrorless camera. So let's start with the card slots. So we can go on the side. We have this nice open door. We do this, slide out, and then we can just slide the door open. And we have our SD card, CF Express Type A slot, and an SD slot. However, I am doing purely SD. So we'll slide slot 1, and we'll slide the second one in slot 2. So we have a nice even readout for both cards. It automatically locks. The last peripheral, these Peak Design clips. I do not plan on removing the Sony triangles because I feel like it would be a really insane pain in the butt to do. So my plan is I'm just gonna figure out a way to put them on, and as easy as that, they're on. We have Peak Design 1 clip on, and we'll do the second one right now. I have my 2 Peak Design clips on the camera. Peak Design clip 1 on the first triangle, as you can see. Peak Design clip 2 on the other side. So we have our 2 Peak Design clips on the camera so I can use it with a nice beautiful strap. I've only used the Sony straps with my ZV-E10. I never really thought about getting rid of the Sony strap. I don't know, there's something about it that has some class to flex that you're using a Sony camera.
Later.
We got the straps to work, so if I do this and this, the strap works, as you can see. You just easily do this to remove, and voila, we have a nice new Sony strap for the camera. We have the last thing before we can actually set up the camera, and that's to obviously put the battery in to the camera. So at the bottom we got the battery door, opens just like the ZV-10, but I gotta put it in this way, slightly different than how I did before. And the power button on the ZV-10 is a switch. On this, it's right here on the top. I'm not gonna lie, this definitely did not come pre-charged. This is why you get the spare batteries. Alright, we're back. This time with the spare battery. Thank God I bought the spare batteries before getting the camera. So now let's try it. There you go. We got some life in the camera. So we have the settings. So I'm just gonna go through the menu settings and just customize the camera the way I would do it. Okay. Understand close. Swipe left for touch controls. Stuff like that. And the camera is live. Oh, obviously there's no lens on it because I'm currently filming with the ZV-E10 with the lens. However, we might switch that right now. Oh, they got the vertical mode. We have photo, S and Q. I gotta get used to this like push button stuff. This is the video mode. Oh my goodness. And then we obviously have our picture profile, manual, auto, profile 1, and manual. Obviously I'll be in manual, I'll probably make custom profiles. And the screen. I gotta talk about the screen. Once I saw this at B&H Photo on the A9 and the A12 when I went last year, this screen, you cannot beat this screen. You literally cannot beat this screen. It does it all. It does it all. And then the EVF, first time having an EVF. Oh wow. I had to look at the EVF just now. That's really sick. Alright, let's do some customization. Oh my god, the new menu. This will take a while. I don't know if you guys want to see me customize this dang camera. I will wait. I will do this off camera. I'll customize everything. I'll get everything rolling with the A7V. But last, I'm gonna quickly set up this camera because there's a lot to go through, and then I will go through all the things I set up after I set it up. It is now 5 days later, and I'm actually about to go to a basketball game and shoot with the A7V. I took delivery of the 24-70 today. I officially passed on the camera to Ivan, my old one, the ZV-10 and the 18-105 lens. This would be my new everyday lens that I'll be using. And I picked the G Master because I want to use the 30 FPS shooting. But alas, we're now at a part of the video where I like to show y'all what I've done. Camera-wise, we have dual card slots as you saw from the setup. How I've arranged them, I have slot 1 as raw, and this is lossless compressed because at the point of recording, as of from what I know of, so the only raw type that's supported is the highest quality. I personally would rather use compressed high quality over lossless compressed, but for file storage, to only be like 33.4 megabytes, so it's only just a little bit bigger. But yeah, in slot 2 we have the JPEG, obviously X fine and 33 megapixels. High ISO noise reduction, I turned that to low. I thought normal was a bit too high, and I still wanted a little bit of noise reduction, but not to a point where I won't be able to manipulate it in post. This is good to keep at least on low for me, because if I have family friends that need the JPEGs and I have no time to edit, I am using a creative look. I'm using a custom film look that I made as well. Here we also have, obviously, the lens compensation all on auto. I set a mode to mode 1 on the top of the camera, so I'm on mode 1 as it stands. However, the manual mode, if I switch back to it, pretty much is the same, but the only difference is that now it's raw HQ. Drive modes. Drive modes is important. Continuous shooting is my drive mode. That's my preferred drive mode. I will never switch off of it. Shooting speed. These are my different speeds: 30, 20, 15, and 5. I'm on medium 15. My old ZV-10, the max frame rate was 11, so 15 is a little bit more than 11, and I'm fine with that. Instead of going down to 10, I'd rather have a little bit more than less. So I typically will be shooting on a day-to-day basis, probably at 15 frames per second. The speed boost, I programmed that, actually, I'll show you later, to the button on the lens. So this button, which normally by default is focus hold, will now be speed boost. Same thing on the 70-200 that I have in my camera bag right now. Pre-capture is on. I have it at 0.005 seconds. The reason why I have it so low is because just recently, if you guys will see the B-roll probably as I talk about this later in the video, I tested out the camera using the APS-C lens at 14 megapixels. So I'm only at half resolution. And because the buffer will be less because I'm not shooting the full res, I took so many images. I ended up going home to like about 2,900 images when this was at around 0.1 seconds, which is crazy to me. So I lowered it down by like tenfold. Silent mode, obviously electronic shutter. This is a partially sag full frame sensor, so obviously I'll be using the electronic shutter if it was fast enough, which it is. Gridline display on. I programmed that button, if we look again, to C3 on the top right. If I aim at something, you guys can see I can go to the different grid types. I prefer rule of thirds. Aspect marker, I believe I programmed that to the trash can for photo mode. So pretty much if I hit the trash can button, the C4, you can see the 16:9 aspect marker. So for example, if I'm like planning to take a YouTube thumbnail picture, then I'll turn on the aspect marker so that I know when I crop it to 16:9, it'll like work flawlessly. And focus area, I have that binded to C2 at the top. So if I press C2, I can go through all the different focusing modes. But I like tracking expandable spot. I am on auto, so it'll recognize all the different types that I selected, which is everything. So I left it as, this is my function menu for photo mode as well. So I have pre-capture, I can turn that on and off here. And obviously, as I said, the pre-capture button, if I go back here, I have pressed the button on the side of the camera. You can see the mid on the camera switch to the boost mode. Yeah, not much to do here. Focus frame rate is cool because it sees where the, like, when you check on the photos, you can see where the camera was focusing at the time, which is kind of cool. Smartphone connection, I did connect my iPhone, which is currently what's filming this part of the video. I connected my iPhone to my camera for Creative Cloud to work on that app. And I might also use the monitoring feature at some point. USB streaming, I'll probably use it as well because I'm planning to probably get back into streaming the nights where I'm playing games with my friends. So I'll probably use this as my webcam for stream as well when I'm not traveling, but so I can still use the camera and get some use out of it. APS-C full frame, I didn't talk about this. So my C1 is binded to crop mode. So I can crop into the sensor, as you guys can see, by pressing C1. And that works for me. So I can get more reach very easily and accessibly. Continue shooting with burst, but all my lenses have that button. So 70 to 200 and 24 to 70, I have the speed boost button binded to the lens. Because it's kind of inconvenient. I've seen some people program speed boost to C3. I've seen some people program it to C1. C1's more comfortable, but I don't know why you would program it to C3 as you're shooting, because now this is the grip of your lens and your camera. It's kind of awkward, especially if you're running like a 70 to 200. So I just decided to program it to the button on the camera. My dials, let's go over this. So dial 1, which is the one right here on the front of the camera, this dial in particular is going to be managing my exposure levels in video mode, and then the rest is history. Aperture, which is this one. Right next to aperture, we have ISO, which is the dial lock. So for example, if in like a photo scenario where I know that I'm not changing my ISO anymore, or even a video scenario that I'm not changing my ISO anymore, I'll just lock it in place so it won't move. And then shutter speed is just the wheel. I just spin the wheel. It's just more convenient that way because that's how my ZV-10 worked. My shutter speed on video and photo, I just spin the wheel. So it just made it easy for muscle memory. Quality is on high, finder frame rate on high, vertical display on. It's just so convenient to have it. It's one of the best things. Gamma display assist on, auto power off temp on high. This camera has great thermal performance, so turning on high will just do wonders. And when it comes to audio signal, I only did shutter only. I didn't want to hear the bleep bleep like whenever I start recording video, but I did want to hear the shutter sound when I hear like the zzz, like the machine gun sound that comes out of this camera in electronic shutter. So I kept that on, and I kept the signal volume at 3. It's not too loud, but it's also not too quiet. This should be the default volume, I'm pretty sure. These are all automatic. I did not change these. So that is photo mode, pretty much. But let's go to video mode, and we go to video mode 1. So I do have my LUT applied in S-Log 3. And then the automatic noise reduction and auto wind stuff all on. Turn everything on. They gave you the feature to use, so I'm going to use it and take advantage of that fact. I've already adjusted the gain levels to match my Rode microphone, so out of camera, this camera will sound a lot quieter when if I forget to plug in the mic or something, or if I'm recording a quick clip. It won't be as loud because it's matched to my Rode microphone's gain. And the benefit of having this top dial at the top is that I can now switch between the different modes. So if you guys see, I'm at 4K 24. I'm now at 4K 60. And if we go back, everybody who has reviewed the camera will always tell you, if you want full frame, like real full frame, turn angle view priority on. And obviously this is my log setting. But if you turn on angle view priority, you remove the crop that is done automatically by default that reduces noise. And now even the APS-C mode 120p as well. We're back on 4K 24, and if I switch the photo, immediately goes to my profile 1 on photo. So everything works seamlessly and flawlessly and works the way that I like to use or hope to use the camera. I'm excited to use it today and shoot some sports because, man, I need to get some practice reps in with this camera because it's obviously a new piece of equipment and there's a lot to learn and there's a lot to improve on when transitioning from APS-C to full frame. But now this gives me a lot of opportunities to make cleaner and cooler stuff on the sports account, and obviously this is going to benefit me when I shoot at UConn in the spring. Oh yeah, another cool feature about the camera that I didn't mention is that it does have like the really cool tracking feature in video, like I forgot what it's called. Auto framing, yeah. So the auto framing feature, which is really cool. We are currently actually filming this last segment with the Sony A7V. To start off, we're going to talk about the Christmas photos that I took at a family gathering. And these photos turned out really, really well. And to just note, we were at half resolution and we were in APC crop mode the entire time. So we're only using like 14 megapixels of the sensor, because I didn't have the current lens that you're seeing right now, the 24-70. And at the time of taking those photos, I was using the 18-105 f4 GOSS lens, which is the APS-C lens meant for my ZV-E10. And now to jump and quickly carry over to 5 days later, I took pictures of a basketball game, a high school basketball game at my old high school, and the pictures were incredible. They turned out so well. And I also took delivery of the 24-70. I was planning only to use the 24-70 for like the beginning part of the game, but then after looking at its focal range, I came to realize how useful this lens actually is. I never even had to pull out my 70-200 with where I was like stationed on the court. I didn't need the whole 200. It was actually more beneficial if I had the wide end actually for what I was shooting. So I'm so glad that this lens came right on time for when I needed it for testing and also for client work, because I did have a player who requested for photos that day. The photos turned out great, and dude, they just look so sharp. And even like I was shooting at 8000 ISO in the gym. The dual native ISO on this camera is crazy. Because I'm shooting on electronic, it mimics video mode. So, and as you see right now, I am also shooting, I believe, my exposure compensation is also up 2 stops. So you guys are probably seeing this at ISO 8000 as well. It looks so good. It just looks really clean up there because it cleans up from 6400 to 8000. I don't know why. This is like a hidden thing. Everybody who's watching this video probably already have seen like tons of videos about dynamic range, all this stuff. Gerald Lindung got that. For me, for usability, this camera is so easy to use. The screen had to be one of the greatest features on this camera compared to my ZV-E10. Insane. It's so useful. It's actually so useful if you're the one handling the camera and you're not needing to vlog all the time and pull the screen out. The tilt is just chef's kiss. When I was filming some B-roll of the basketball game, and as well with filming the following day, which is the 24th, yesterday, because today is the 25th, so Merry Christmas, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful, happy holidays. Yesterday I was taking pictures of my car to test out some of the autofocus features on the cars, and also I ended up taking pictures of birds and just random landscape pictures, some cinematic looking shots at sunset and golden hour. Yo, the golden hour at the beach yesterday was just so good. As you guys could probably see right now, some of the pictures I took are just, oh my. I'm going to post it on my nxg.creative account, which is my non-sports photography / video account that I have. More lifestyle and less strictly sports. And yeah, dude, the photos turned out great yesterday, and I'm in love with the colors that come out of this camera after editing. And being able to crop, the cropping on this camera, because of the 33 megapixel sensor, allows me to just punch in tighter and retain more detail than I would if I were to punch in on an APS-C sensor. And specifically, the ZV-10 is a 24, I believe, megapixel APS-C sensor. And this is obviously way faster than that sensor when it comes to video, so rolling shutter is also less as well when shooting in electronic shutter in photo mode and just regular video mode in general. So to conclude this video, I like to say that this camera is amazing. And yeah, hopefully you guys will have a wonderful new year. If I do not post another vlog like a end of the year vlog, like a reflected vlog, I don't know if I'm going to be doing that again. We'll see. But alas, guys, hopefully you like this one. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. Please unsubscribe in the future. See you in a bit. Take care. Ingat, y'all. And I'll see you soon.